13th season. He's fired up. He said he's been at NIU for this amount of time, that long, because he loves the relationships and he loves it. He loves the process because it's difficult. Here we go. We are wrestling at 149, a bit of a switcheroo. Isaiah, you were telling us that this sometimes happens.
Yeah, sometimes a coach, usually the away coach, has a choice there on where they start in the lineup. Sometimes I feel like you have an advantage. Maybe Derek Raike not too good off the scale, a bit of a weight cut thing there, so they feel like they have an advantage because otherwise, we look across this duel, there's not really another reason why you might jump to 149 to start.
And so this is Derek Raike for Ohio at 149, the redshirt sophomore from Point Pleasant, West Virginia, coming off a strong win by major decision 20-7 last weekend against Edinboro.
Yeah, we saw that one last week. It was, again, the turning point of that duel. We talked about it there, where 149 is that spot for the Bobcats. This is their chance to start out hot now, which is not something they always get to do. And Raike starts out quickly there, a smooth three-point takedown.
Going up against Tommy Curran, the redshirt sophomore from Carroll Stream, Illinois. Transfer from NC State. Curran was a possibility today. Colin Arch was the other possibility. Big toss-up at 149, according to head coach Ryan Ludwig.
It's kind of one of those holes in the lineup that I mentioned in that opening about these Northern Illinois Huskies there. They've got a couple spots where in the duel it makes it tough for them to overcome, but I like how they set up still for that tournament later in the season. Raike looking to set up another takedown.
Ohio, this is really where they started to take control of last week's duel against Edinboro. Single leg grab here from Derek Raike.
It's a good sweep single to that far right leg. Now he's trying to go, good job by Curran to go up and under. But Raike rolls all the way through it. He's in the better position as he's lifting head here. But Curran locking through the middle. Crowd wants the danger count. It's real close, but the official right on it.
Last time out against Edinboro, Ohio lost the first 3 weight classes.
Now it getting even closer. Crowd really wants it. Curran doing everything. If he tweaks his neck one little way, he goes over, but we go stalemate instead.
149, 157. This is the area, again, Isaiah, where Ohio gets momentum typically in MAC duels.
It certainly has been. Raike's doing pretty well so far in the MAC, looking to set himself up well when they go to Ryder in March. But then, Logan Cravata stepping in there at 157. He's one of those guys that just a grinder guy, and we're going to be excited to see him there against a very game Husky here in just a little bit. But as we've got under 30 seconds to go in our first, Raike feels pretty comfortable with this 3-1 lead.
Derek Raike told me that his greatest strength as a wrestler is the technical side. Here he is, making things happen.
As he's coming all the way through. Danger count this time for sure. But he's able to get away with it with 8 seconds, though. Now he gets the 3.
So 2 takedowns for Derek Raike. Locked in. And after 3 minutes in the first period, it is Derek Raike with a 6-1 advantage. Again, this is a guy that really it's just about his confidence. He said coming in, he struggled a little bit with his confidence, the mental side of the sport, and Joel Greenlee has a ton of confidence in Derek Raike, instilling it in him. Derek said it wasn't about him, in terms of gaining confidence. He got it from his coaches. He got it from his teammates. Joel Greenlee thinks that he has the chance at some point to be an All-American at OU.
I think that he could certainly work his way through there. Still got a couple of years here, and you've seen the growth in the years that he's been here already. And I think getting an opportunity to be kind of that catalyst guy for your team in a season like this, knowing how many guys come back next year, knowing what the Bobcats can be when they get some guys off red shirt is really important. As he gets away pretty easily as well.
Tommy Curran, 3-5 record on the season for NIU. Last competed in a duel on January 12th against 25th-ranked Purdue. Has not won the full starting job at 149.
Right, so far most of the duels it's been Colin Arch, but they seem to feel Curran felt better coming off the road trip, and Derek Raike feels pretty darn good on a Saturday evening as well.
How about that? Another takedown. 3 takedowns for Derek Raike.
He's going to ride him right near the edge, and not a lot of edge space over there right next to the benches, so you can pretty easily get your hand to the hardwood. Get a little restart there.
Derek Rake last season, 6th place at the MAC Championships. Lost to the eventual champion, Riders Quinn Kinner, who graduated, so the door is open there.
Yeah, I think Rake's got a real good chance at being kind of in that top 3 conversation when it comes to the MAC at 149, and that's kind of right where the cutoff line for qualifiers will be this year for the national tournament.
There are a lot of guys in this lineup for Ohio that have shown some significant improvements, and Derek Rake, one of them.
As he cut him kind of slowly and hard to kind of tire him out. And now coaches are kind of yelling for him to go get another one here, as he can get bonus points to start things off. But a good counter here by Curran. He's got it inside. Still no points, and now he gets his 3. And he's got the wrist and a half. He's got a chance to really get Rake going. But we're going to end the period instead.
So Tommy Curran with a strong finish to that second period to make things interesting. Ryan Ludwig, 14th season as the head coach at NIU, had a lot of good things to say about Tommy Curran. He actually said the best thing about him is he's really good with his hips. Something to watch out for here down the stretch. And
that's exactly what that was there. The counter, as Rake just got a little too overzealous with what he was trying to do. The coach is telling him to go get the takedown, and stepped in with some good hips, did Curran, to kind of throw him through. Now Rake's going to, again, try to ride kind of tough here. Maybe ride for the riding time point before he cuts him to go look for some more takedowns. Good follow through on the roll. Crowd, I think, just getting into the stalling call for the sake of it, as he cuts him just before the riding time point. 53 up there. I think that's the, you hold on for just a little bit longer, you'd still have a minute to work.
When you say cut them, what does that mean?
He kind of let him up. He's the one who unlocked his hands and let him walk away from the position, more or less. But now he's kind of got to go get these points if he's going to make that decision. Curran with a good shot, but a great counter from Rake. He is going to go get at least 3, maybe. Curran, great job on his knees to keep squaring up. Wow, Rake was behind him at least once.
I was going to say, not sure how that was not a takedown.
It almost started as 3 from Rake. If this was 149 at the regular time in the duel, we might have seen a brick for the sake of it, but as the first match of the night, we won't see that at a Coach Greenlee.
Inside the final minute of this third period, Derek Rake looking to set the tone. First matchup of this duel. We're starting at 149, a bit of a switcheroo.
Derek Rake is usually somebody who's explosive all 3 periods. We saw those takedowns in the first, but it's certainly been a little bit slower since then. Maybe they were right to kind of get him off the scale, as that one was a quick post to a high crotch and a quick finish there. Might have spoke too soon myself.
And now in position to maybe, he's got the 1 minute of riding time, so this could turn into a major decision.
Curran tried to go big there to get the escape in the long run, but Rake does another great job of following hips, finishes on top, and gets those bonus points.
Wow, a huge finish to this matchup. Derek Rake had to grind through, but ultimately, with that 1 minute of riding time, he wins by major decision, and Ohio gets